of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call. Scott Ferguson here.
Michael Green here.
Tim Kerman here.
Roxanne Tufts-Keegan here. Tracy Donald here.
Perfect. Minutes. Everyone have an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
Okay,
Make a motion to accept.
I'll take a motion on that.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you have some interaction? Oh, that's mail from my mailbox.
Yes, that's all that pile is.
Yes, thank you. I much appreciate it.
There's a lot.
Busy, busy. All right. Nothing on signature action or?
No, you just had that, the calculation for the payroll, one you put up on here,
Brief me again.
the calculation.
To round to quarters.
Oh, yes. If we can just add to the agenda, we'll put it under new business.
Okay.
If everyone can just add to their agenda discussion of payroll.
And regarding number 5, we're gonna table that till next week because Kim.
Okay. All right. Department heads.
This is only the first Monday.
I was gonna say, like,
Okay.
That was under old businesses, if there was anything.
cross that off.
If there was anything that was still
Moving right
outstanding.
down the list now.
What do you have here?
Town clerk's office, I don't know.
Oh, I should have,
Town clerk's office?
So I actually just want to talk to you guys in regards to the little closet area that's off my office where the postage machine and all the mailboxes and stuff are. It's become a high traffic area and I would actually like to try to utilize that for some filing cabinets because it's getting really crowded in the office with all the books and stuff. The shelf is falling down and everything, so I wanted to see if you guys would be opposed to moving some of that stuff out into the more common area so that that was part of the locked area so that we could keep file cabinets and everything in there without having to run back and forth to, I did buy a printer for the office so that we're not running back and forth because there's just a lot of traffic going back all the time and it gets really loud with the door open and people come in using the postage machine and everything. Just having a cross conversation, it makes it very, very hard for us to hear in there, so.
So are you suggesting to put the postage machine out in the general area?
Yeah, there's an area behind the door that we could put it in, because no one, I mean, honestly, no one's gonna really know how to use the thing. I mean, I don't think that anyone's gonna come in from the public and try to, use the machine out of the clear blue sky.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. I would say probably.
And all the cost is the cost of the door lock or the door that has never had a lock on it that Kim and I actually removed so it would not get locked by accident.
I know there's some other stuff in there too.
All the mailboxes are down there.
So I wouldn't, personally, I'm not gonna definitively say yes right now, but
Right.
I think it's feasible to take a look at and maybe see what we can do about reallocating some of that stuff to other locations and see if it's plausible.
It's just, it is very disruptive. It's all, like no one's doing it intentionally. It's just, it gets very loud in there with the mini splits and when you guys are working on the furnace and stuff, it's not gonna be as hot in there, so the door's not gonna need to be open. It is getting up there to like 78, but we can deal with that with mini splits.
Yeah, we can take a look at it and Tim, you want to speak on number 7?
Yeah, the veteran sign that we had redone for the town hall. Which has been redone by Larry Hanchett. And right now, at this point, we just need to find somebody to do the stenciling for the veterans' names.
Nice.
So, I just wanted to bring that to the attention of the board.
Yes, if you have got the list of them, if you get the list or whatever, someone, I can get somebody to do up
We have
the.
we have a list across the street.
Yeah, so they could probably just do it on their Cricut, so then it would just be a vinyl versus having somebody write it on there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And he mentioned as soon as that gets done, he'll be happy to come and install it for us.
Nice.
Perfect.
So,
Right.
What was the gentleman's name?
Larry Hanchett.
All right, already at number 8, payroll. So this was just a conversation I wanted to have with the board. It was something that Kim had brought up and looking at it. And I know a lot of other municipalities do it this way. Is as far as payroll goes, when it's calculated out, like right now, she'll get payroll for somebody and they have 4.56 hours, which ultimately comes out to 4 hours and 36 minutes. It would be far easier and less time consuming for her if we were to ultimately round those numbers to whole numbers,
To quarters, yeah.
quarters, or, by the 10-minute mark, or,
Yeah, every 15 minutes.
more specifically, it applies to the fire department.
Yeah, that's fine. It can be done. It's just our program, when we do it, we put in the hours. How we calculate it is different, and that's how the printout is.
Mm-hmm.
So the hours that we put out are the actual hours. Again, to make sure no one gets shortchanged or overcharged, and it helps keep track of our budget.
Yep.
I don't have a problem doing it, but you round up or you give more, you're gonna end up, my budget's going to drain even faster. More
Well,
expense.
basically, if you go by the 7 minute, like say if someone left at 7 past whatever, you're gonna put that back to, the first hour. If it's 8 and to 15, you're gonna go to the 15 minute. So it kind of makes it,
It balances
right,
itself out over the course of a year, if you will.
right.
I get that. I do understand that. I don't have a problem doing it at all.
It was just something I wanted to bring up to the board. When she was doing payroll this morning, we had a discussion about it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how else we could do it to make sure that they shortchanged or over.
Really, honestly, it's just approaching our members and saying this is how we're doing payroll. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. It's doable.
Any other board members' thoughts on it?
What's changed?
Hmm?
What's changed?
As far as?
We've been
Why
doing
is
this
it coming
all-
up?
Why is this coming up?
Just when she was doing payroll, it's difficult or not difficult, it's doable, but it's a lot more time consuming for her when she's calculating out to the minute.
Yeah, we're doing like 4.63
Mhm.
versus, some other things, and I didn't know if it was something that could be
Because that
Like the
that
other-
.03 is rather hard to calculate out.
on our end, yeah, because all the other departments are doing it by quarter. 0.25, 0.50, or 0.75. So I didn't know if that was something that we could do overall. Do you have any thoughts on it?
Nothing that I.
Your standpoint?
From my standpoint, that's how most businesses do it,
Do
is by the
Correct.
quarter.
That's how we do it. I do
Right.
both ends.
So I didn't know if, because I don't know you guys' end, so that's why,
It won't mess us up reporting to the state or anything else. It won't mess us up in general. We just have to, it's just something new. We just have to get used to doing, that's all.
I mean, it's something we can keep the same. It would be easier. for-
Whatever makes it easier and streamlines, I'm definitely workable.
Well, so I'll make the recommendation that we table it till next week, or, because
Perfect.
payroll's already been done this week, so it's already been done based on the old way.
Yep.
Or the current way, and then people can come back and have a chance to think about it.
Look it over.
Yep.
Will our program automatically do that?
What do you mean, rounded to the quarter?
Yeah.
No. It's whatever.
My
you
only
think
thing,
of.
I'd bring up the punch clocks again.
Oh,
Your
absolutely.
punch clock would automatically do that, so
Yeah.
we had discussed this a year ago. We really should look into that if we're gonna move forward with this, so that we don't have, no offense, Kim, but we don't have anybody rounding up or
Oh,
down.
absolutely, yeah.
That way the program just does it.
So on the punch card thing, will that put it in like they're putting it in now, like 4.63 or how? do I-
We can program it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
can program
program
it
it,
to
okay.
do 7 minutes or the 15, and
I wasn't sure how those work.
Yeah. it's automatic.
Okay.
You would just get,
time clock with the town had?
I've never seen it.
I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know.
Because we would have to have
There was
multiple ones.
Yeah, there'd be
It was
one.
at the municipal building?
Do you know where it was?
I don't know where it was, but it was down when Tim Brown worked, is when, because he's the one who instituted getting it.
Yeah,
So it could be
for the number of years
downstairs.
I've been over there, I've never seen it, but
It might
I
be
never
downstairs.
I never really looked for it either. But I know
Maybe in the
it's,
vault.
that could be, it's probably where it is. Or,
But there was a time clock.
See if we can find it.
yeah,
I would check downstairs first.
I would agree.
All right, so everyone good with tabling that discussion further next week?
Actually.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Do we have any other business at this point? I will say, it's not on the agenda, but we did get another quote on the boiler system. If everyone has or hasn't had a chance to look at it, I'll leave it on the desk again, but it was on the desk for a little bit. And I'm waiting on one more quote in regards to the boiler. This was considerably less than Dead River. This one came in at $15,750. Total installation, and that is also, that's with a new boiler and putting in a, let's see if I can find the wording of it.
Indirect hot water.
Yeah, indirect hot water system.
That's not gas though.
No, this is
Okay.
oil run,
Yeah, okay.
which is what's currently there.
Yep. That's it.
So, and then I have one more quote that we'll hopefully have by next week for an actual full indirect system for heating hot water on propane. Just so we have stuff to compare to. All right. We're gonna open up to public comment, but we have two people here specifically, or I believe they're here specifically. So we'll address them first. And the first is Mark.
Yep. My issue is, there's a little ongoing problem down in Deer Run Road. And I would like to see it come to an end and not have to have it happen again. People that are living down there, it's nasty. People used to like to walk around with their kids, now nobody walks around.
Yeah.
And it's not a safe environment for kids or anybody else for that matter. And I'm pretty sure that they're making meth, crack, whatever.
So I can share with you that down below you has been vacated.
Well, it might be vacated, but they've moved up.
So, and I know you saw, presumably you saw me when you were digging the other day in the road.
Yep, white pickup.
Yep, myself and the PD went over and had a conversation with those residents as well. Basically to try and curb what occurred down below. So down below, the town took action and we worked with the property owner to clean that property up. And basically we went and had a informational conversation with them up above to explain to them the ramifications should that place turn into a repeat of down below in hopes of curbing that. Unfortunately, there's nothing more we can do until it becomes an issue, if it becomes an issue.
So basically, if they're down there cooking meth.
Well, that's a police matter, that's
Yep.
completely separate
Well,
matter.
that's what I mean. Is this just gonna be, get them moved out and not do anything else after this?
As far as,
as
Can I
far as
interrupt you for a second?
prosecuting.
Sure.
Are we talking property owners? I have no idea what.
Yeah,
you're
we're talking about
about.
Deer Run, the people that we're talking about people that
So
were
it's not
living in.
squatters.
No, they were living in a camper.
Okay.
There's people in that other house that there's a camper out there, there's people living in. And there's a kid living in that van that's parked there too.
I didn't see a van, but
It's right next to that shed that when they took down the,
I was gonna say, there's a lot of stuff out there.
yeah, they built a little shed there between the two. There's a van that parked there, a white Ford van, that they moved right next to that shed that they built.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a kid sleeping in a tent there, all last fall. And I hadn't seen, I live right next door to that mess.
Okay, so you're the one that's just through the woods.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And I live right north, and we listened to that, the ongoing starting of the engines when we get home and revving and chainsaws and him running up and down the driveway with a car with no license, going around the neighborhood with no license. I mean,
Target practicing too.
yeah, and, I mean, before Kerry died, Kerry was the same way. He was addicted, he was always doing drugs, but he had multiple weapons there, and that's what killed him there. And, I'm sure Beth has still got him, and the kids there, and we hear them,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be going on.
So I would urge you, if situations arise, noise complaints, other issues that arise down there, call the police department. Don't wait till the next day to call. Call.
Yeah.
As far as the
squatters and the campers.
well, I was gonna say, as far as the residency or the occupancy of it, if you guys can see it and you can document it and provide that to us, that's all that much more that assists us as far as zoning and town ordinances go. Because again, and I spoke with the PD about this the other day when we were down there, once the leaves come in, it's gonna be relatively difficult for us to kind of monitor. I go down there quite frequently and drive around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that since the situation since I was brought up to speed on it. And myself and Mike here, we drove down there a couple weeks ago and actually made contact and spoke with one of the individuals. But again, where that house is set back off the road in the camper and what have you, I would presume once the leaves come in, we're not gonna be able to see that from the roadway. And that was my purpose for going down there the end of last week, was to have a conversation with them, kind of make them well aware of the zoning and ordinances, so that hopefully it would curb anything from reoccurring or taking up occupancy there, if you will. But again, having that conversation is just that, it was a conversation.
Yeah. Did
So-
you speak with Beth?
I spoke with Beth on the telephone and I spoke with her son in person.
Yeah, 'cause she doesn't, come around very often.
Okay. I was told
Wow.
consistently looks like.
Weekends maybe. A lot of times she stays with somebody down in Dover because she works in Dover.
Gotcha.
And so most of the time it's just a kid there.
Well, he's well aware at this point, and like I said, if there's a criminal aspect to it, noise complaint, whatever the case may be, unsafe acts, what have you, call the police department and report it to them.
It's kind of scary to report anything when he's so volatile. I'd be scared for myself if I reported.
I understand that, but again, we can only help you if we know about it. And if we don't know about it, we can't help you.
Well, how about the traffic that comes and goes every hour on the hour you got?
Again, that's something that the police department can monitor. But, I guess the best way I can put this is that we can all presume what people's activities are, but we don't have proof of it.
Well, it's
We're
pretty
being,
easy when they come down the road and they shut the lights off,
we're being presumptive.
and then you go out and ask them, what the hell are you doing? And they say, well, we're trying to make a phone call. Now, who in their right mind in the middle of the night's gonna shut their lights off?
I don't disagree with you, but Did anybody call the police department?
No,
Okay, so again, we
but they've
can't, we
been
can't,
notified before.
right, but they can't, we don't have a police department that can just sit on Deer Run.
All right, I
They
realize,
have a whole town,
I realize that.
but they're willing to help.
Yeah.
But the problem is this, is that it takes the whole community when you have issues like that. It takes the whole community. It takes a collective effort. You know, we went as far as we started to implement and utilize town ordinances that I couldn't even tell you the last time they were enforced or written. So we as a board went kind of the opposite way. The police department did their thing, and we said, okay, how else can we approach this? And then I went through the ordinances. We found a couple of the ordinances that applied in that situation, and I said, well, this will be step one. And we'll try to curb it and kind of go at it from this angle. But again, the other aspect of it is, where I was going with my previous statement is that we can be presumptive. And we're probably right. You're probably right in your presumptions, just as I am and just as you are, okay?
So we just gotta
But-
prove it.
But we have to prove it. And you know how we do that? When there's a car sitting down there with no lights and everything on, you call the PD, and then they show up, trained professionals, so they're looking for things that you and I, or the general, I shouldn't say you and I, I'm a police officer, but the general public typically is not looking for. When I walk up to a car, I'm not looking at the car to say hi. I'm looking in the car to see what else is in the car, what's going on, why are you here?
I worked for the state for 30 years, and I
Yep.
have a very good idea what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
We found drugs in containers, needles, you name it.
Yep.
I've even chased people down that are all over the road, got the cops up to our speed to pull them over. Some old lady up there, she's got everything she owns is in the car, and she's 3 sheets to the wind.
Yep,
Isn't there an ordinance about somebody living in a camper?
there is.
I mean, where does the waste go?
There is an ordinance on that, yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the angles that we
I had
took.
approached the officer about that, but it seems like your building inspector and health officer never showed up down there.
So can't that be inspected if they're running, there's a brook that runs right down through there.
Absolutely.
Across that property.
Yep, yep. All stuff that I've already looked into, and continue to look into. But again, the problem is if I can't prove that somebody's living in it, then how do I enforce the ordinance? And I can't prove that someone's living in it without the help of you guys.
All right, well, my property line is close to that driveway.
Yep,
I mean, real close to that driveway.
Within 10 feet of the driveway.
So we can put up game cameras or something.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely,
All right.
yep. Like I said, we're here to help you. I understand your concerns as a resident, as a selectman, as a police officer, as the whole gamut. I understand your concerns. But we have to go through the procedural steps to address it.
All right, well, I appreciate that.
And like I said, I think we've dealt with the problem down below.
Yep,
And the hope is that problem doesn't move up above, based on the conversation that I had. But again, we won't know until the coming probably weeks as to whether or not that conversation had any
Cameras
impact.
and stuff on my property line, because I have my property lines within 10 feet of his driveway.
Yep.
I thought you couldn't use that as evidence if you hide game camera. Is
Yeah.
that something you can use as evidence?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Well, I
Appreciate it.
guess that's about all you can do for now,
Excuse me,
then.
sir, can I have your name?
Richard Bell.
Richard what? Thank you.
And a couple of your other neighbors keep myself and I think other members as well on the board pretty abreast of everything going on down there, so.
I live on 26 Deer Run Road. I live right next door to it.
Okay.
I mean, we've been there,
12, long time.
It's gone a mess from out back, from the overdoses and the deaths to, you know, it's been quite a concern down there for a
Yeah,
while.
and we've taken the approach, you know, and residency inside, you know, I don't even want to call them dwellings, but
Yeah,
housing situations like that. We've sent letters and what have you to everybody in the whole town,
yeah.
so.
I mean, I have a camper in our yard, but
There's nothing wrong with having a camper, you just can't live in it.
no, we don't
As your
live in
dormicile.
that. I mean, you know, it's all closed up.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, when he got that camper, a couple days later, I was looking at mine and the storage was open. He was looking for the battery that was in it, but I have it in my garage. He broke into it and there was stuff all around, all the ground. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's an ongoing. Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure it was, because he was looking for a camper for his battery, battery for his camper.
gotcha.
You know, it's just, I mean, we have to keep our place locked up like Fort Knox. And Mark watches it, you know, when we're not there, 'cause we both work. You know, I leave at 5:30.
Well, like I said, I mean, moving forward, don't hesitate to call the police department, even if you want to call anonymously.
Yeah,
You can call and not give them your name and just say, hey, I want to report noise, whatever, unsafe shooting, if they're target shooting out there in an unsafe direction, whatever the case may be, that's perfectly fine. If you don't feel comfortable giving your name, don't give your name.
Don't they have caller ID?
Who? Dispatch?
Yeah.
Most places.
Most places do, but if you tell them I'm not giving you your name, it's not going to be
Oh,
in the
okay.
official call. Your name will not be in there.
another thing is, I know that she's got a, police scanner there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, when we call the police and they're gonna send somebody down there, I mean, they all scatter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's another thing you can tell dispatch as well. You know, don't put it over the air because we think that they have a scanner and they might
Well, we
flee.
know they're gonna scan.
They do have they do have the officers' numbers, so they
Yeah.
can call them directly too.
They have the numbers and they also they have MDTs in their cruisers, so dispatch can actually,
Okay,
as far as the call goes, so.
all right. Well,
So
I appreciate it.
We have to play I Spy now, right?
We're willing to do everything we can to help you folks, but it's gonna take help from you guys too.
The only other thing is they wander around on everybody's property.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of you, but that's not gonna sit well for me.
Nope. And I've told some other residents down there that have brought it up, and I've noticed they've put up no trespassing. So in the state of New Hampshire, trespassing is a violation unless you've been previously warned or the property is clearly marked so that somebody would know they ain't supposed to be there.
Isn't there supposed to be that in?
And then then it becomes a misdemeanor.
Because there's a video of him walking through between our property and Kathy's property next door.
And then another conversation that I've had with some of the other residents down there is, and you know, this is maybe something you guys have a conversation about down the road, is an association. So I'll share a quick story with you,
I've been there, done that.
because I own property in an association. I was the president of the association, and we had similar issues in my association. But because we were an association, I called the police department. Police department showed up. I gave them a no trespass order. They had no reason to be there. They didn't know anyone there. They got a no trespass order that said if you step foot back here, not on your specific land, but in your association, you'll be arrested. Done.
We tried that quite a few years ago.
Yeah, the first 5 that's got their name on there, they're legally bound for whatever
But
happens.
there's a lot of new people, it's generally, I mean, except for a couple of things, it's a good neighborhood now.
It is a good neighborhood. It was.
And the chances of getting an association down there,
I'm just dropping the seat.
oh, I know. Been there, done that.
We tried that because the road needs work Oh, you've been down there.
Oh, yeah.
The road's a mess.
We had a petition to the town and it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but a petition for the town to take over the road is completely different than having an association.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, actually,
We've
it
tried
went
both,
through.
we've tried both and neither one worked, so
Yeah,
this works.
yeah.
We went and got people's signature to get it on a petition, and the town voted on it, but the selectmen fell through on it. Which is,
You're talking about the town adopting the road.
Yeah,
yes,
Yes. Now, what I will say with you is if the town adopts the road, everything that I just said to you is null and void. The only reason you have the ability to serve no trespass orders and what have you on people that have no business being there, people that pull down and shut their headlights off just to talk on the phone, stuff like that, is because you have an association and because it is a private road. If the town was to adopt it, then everybody has the right to travel down that road,
yeah.
regardless of whether they have a reason to be there or not.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I bring up the association part of it, is because it gives you guys as a whole that live down there a little bit more teeth to bite with.
Yeah, well, we've tried it and it
well,
really,
maybe with some newer people, it might work.
It
I
might
don't know.
work. What do you think, Daniel?
And it can be as vague or as exorbitant as you want it to be as far as the association goes. Just a thought.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yes, well, you can get it very much.
Yeah,
So,
appreciated it anyway.
appreciate it. And,
well, thank you guys for coming down. And like I said, help us help you.
Yep, we will. We'll get some cameras and stuff in action, and, because like I said, I got the perfect viewing point of that place.
Now we just gotta find some actors.
Yep.
I'll be afraid to go outside.
All right. Now we have Cindy Barstow. I don't see Cindy. I don't see Cindy, but I did meet with Cindy the other day up on Piper Mountain Road. She explained to me what she was looking to do. She's actually not looking to do anything on Piper Mountain Road. She is looking to bring Bowser Pond Road back to passable level. Apparently there was some runoff this past year from the exorbitant amount of rain that we got. And there's a roadway that comes off of Piper Mountain and circles back around into her property. After walking the whole thing, I believe that was prior to her ownership. I believe that was actually the access point for her home. Because the road literally comes down, loops right around and goes right into her yurt up there. She's not looking to upgrade the road. She is merely looking to bring it back to the state that it was originally in.
So if she wants to approve upon the road, she needs to come to the Board of Selectmen and state her case.
Right, but that wouldn't be considered improving the road. That would be maintaining. The other thing is also, as far as the road goes, the road is actually, I looked through it today, Piper Mountain Road and Bowser are actually owned by the residents. So when you look at the map, you'll see that there's a dotted line down the center of the road.
Not all the maps are that.
Well, all the maps we have to.
I have maps, you don't know.
I'm just saying the maps we have to. And I haven't pulled up all of the deeds up there, but I did pull up some deeds that actually have the deed of right of way in there.
They refer to Piper Mountain Road. They refer to a road named,
We about where she's doing the work. You were looking at the culvert with her when you were up there.
Yep.
And she blames the culvert for being too small. Okay, what do you think about the culverts?
Well, clearly at some point, either A, the culvert was clogged, or B, the culvert couldn't handle the amount of water that was coming to it.
Okay, so because of the road work that Elmer Thompson, Bill Pawlowski, and also Cindy herself have done on that road, has totally obliterated the way that the runoff comes down. A road should be crowned, but because Elmer and Bill took it upon themselves to be the almighty road agents, they kept going up and down the road with their York rakes.
Yep.
So in turn, they took the crown out of the road and created little dams on the side of the road. We have a video of torrential downpour. There's not 1 ounce of water in that culvert because it's all running down the road because of what they've done to it. If you go a little further than where Cindy took you, and you go up past to Bill Plosky's.
I went all the way up. I drove the whole
And you
thing.
see all that runoff on the sides of the road?
I could see where somebody, I shouldn't say him because I didn't witness him
Well,
do
I
it.
have.
But I could see where somebody recently had actually almost appeared to kind of widen the road.
Oh, that would.
That was probably no. But anyways, I feel if she wants to fix the road, also my property cuts out into that road before we get to that dotted line that you're talking about. If you look on the deed, you'll see it. Before that is done, I believe that up above's gotta be taken care of first. And I'm not asking the town to do it, but that's what something's gotta be discussed on how to do that, because it's just gonna come back and wipe it out again.
Yep.
Secondly, some of the maps you look at, that road goes into conservation land, Moose Mountain Conservation Land.
But
Right into my property.
you're talking Bowser Pond.
No, I'm talking about that little runoff.
The one that turns left.
Yeah.
I believe on the map that's actually called Bowser Pond Road.
It's actually.
Some say Bowser Pond, some say Piper Mountain.
No, it's on the town map, it's Bowser Pond Road.
Yeah, I believe that's Bowser Pond.
Okay. So who owns Bowser Pond?
As far as the pond?
No, the road, Bowser Pond.
That road.
That road is dotted just like Piper Mountain on the town map.
Okay, because, so getting back to you were saying now that it's a private road?
It appears, and I'm not, we haven't done all of the research on it, but it appears right now that the road is ultimately owned by the individuals that own property up
Okay.
there.
We've got documents for like 4 years, and me personally would like to know, is it a town road or is it a private road? Because
Well,
makes a
I spoke with our highway director today, and he told me that it's his understanding, based how the map reads and based on how everything is, and he hasn't read any of the deeds, but he said based on the markings on the map, that the individual road is owned up to the dotted line by each property owner on each side, and that he would suspect that in everybody's deed, there is a deeded right-of-way.
Right, that's what, it says that on everybody's, deed. You
Yep.
have the right to pass on passes, right?
Yes.
I spent days and hours
But
looking.
Yes.
then we
Yes.
also have letters from the town that are telling us that it's a town road, it's a class 6 road.
Right,
That would have been from me
Yep.
last year.
so someone, we just want to know,
So-
because we've hired lawyers before on this problem.
So long story short, there was neighborly disputing going on up there as far as the road goes. And at one point, the board simply sent a cease and desist to all the property owners up there so that everybody would stop messing with it. Now, looking back on things, speaking with the highway director, looking at the deeds and looking at everything else, is that something that's enforceable by us? I can't tell you with certainty today that it is not, but with a little bit more research, potentially, no, it's not enforceable.
So maybe we need to do a 91A and find out what's really going on with it. Whether it is a town road or not a town road. That's all, we're allowed to ask
It's
that.
definitely not a town road. When I looked into all the stuff for private roads, that was on the list, and it's a private road, it's not even, it's just like mine, it don't amount to nothing.
Well, the selectmen that were here before, I got a letter from them saying it was, before you guys came,
So-
that it's a town road.
So I'll make this recommendation. So I've been kind of looking into this, trying to find stuff through the NHMA in basis versus private road versus public road versus class 6 road. And yes, so it has to do with a private road. It may have been a public road, it may have been class 6 road and basically, once the town no longer, when there was any upkeep on it or whatever, then becomes the class 6 road or whatever. But I have to go back through some old documentation because if it was used as a road at one point in time and the town maintained it, it was a town road, and then if the town doesn't maintain it for like 5 years, then it becomes considered a class 6 road.
I think if you look back, you'll find that not northern land trees, but a company by the name of Acres and Acres
Acres and
Real
Acres.
Estate
Yeah.
Company.
I have all the documents from them.
Yep.
They had it, it was a logging road, and then eventually they put it in to sell house lots.
Right.
And it was nothing to do with the town, it was always just a private section. And it's been like that for the last 40 years.
So we're just also trying to figure out if it's a private road, you got town forest up there, how that works out too. But the main thing is the road. The road's gotta
If
stop
it's private, it's still, everybody has the right to pass and
if it's a
repass.
private.
Right, but even if it's a town road, everybody can go on it.
Right. But it was just the way you said it. I'll figure that out.
But the town, as far as the town forest goes, our access point to the town forest is on New Portsmouth Road.
So
No,
basically, we could close the road up and say, this is a private road, nobody come
No, you
up here.
have, we have access, the town forest has access. up-
Yes, but
off
I'm
of
saying
Piper.
there's no signage up there, there's no parking lot, there's no hiking trail. That is all on New Portsmouth Road. Like if somebody's coming up there to go hiking and they're looking at the maps,
Right.
the maps are going to take them to the end of New Portsmouth Road to access.
And a
The
section of
property
that
and the
road
trails. There's-
actually belongs to the conservation.
Correct.
Right.
Including the section that Cindy
Cindy
wants.
wants
to-
The town also owns property on Piper Mountain Road, so our deed would allow the
Town
town
to
to go through the road
Okay,
anyways.
That's fine. But like I said, main thing is to stop what's going on with the town here. If we're gonna fix the road, if you just fix that area, okay, it's just gonna happen next big rainstorm again. So I'm trying to save her a little bit of money too, she's gonna spend the money doing it, because she's blaming my culvert that's been here for 24 years and never had a problem with that. And she's trying to get me to pay for all this stuff. I can show you a video of the water coming down and it's like a river. I told your highway department guy there, you know, and I went in and showed you, and everybody agrees that that's ridiculous.
Well, I can tell you this, at this point, the town does not maintain the road.
Okay. So, and then if you give her a permit to do that work,
We're not giving her a permit to do that work. She simply asked,
if she can do it,
she asked basically the same questions you're asking as far as the roadway, who owns it, who maintains it, whose responsibility is it, so on and so forth. And that's why I was looking into everything over the course of the last couple days to try and get a solidified answer. And at this point, I don't have a 100% answer, but at this point, everything that I'm reading and everything that I'm seeing, and from talking with our highway director, it appears that that is a private road with deeded access to everyone.
Okay, so I have a question then. So all the work that Bill and Elmer have done up above to redirect the runoff, so rather than it go across the road down into Lily Pond, which is drying up every year, it's getting dry.
Well, there is a culvert there above you,
There is a
and there's
culvert
water
on
running
the
through
street
it. Okay.
Because what they did,
Bill did that.
it doesn't, you have to go there, and I know you said you were up there, but they take all the water that comes down the road that they made happen, okay? And then they cut, I don't wanna call them water bars, but they cut little pieces that go into the culvert that's on our side of the road. And then it overflows, but it overfills the gutter and brings everything down that roadside ditch. It really does.
So everything
So
that,
basically, there is, and don't take this the wrong way, there are no rules, there are no laws, there are no anything that anybody up there has to follow. It's supposed to be recreational property up there. It's a major snowmobile trail in the winter. They drive on it, they plow it, they sand it, they salt it, they do whatever they want. They live up there year-round
No
and they're not
occupancy.
supposed to. Nobody has an occupancy permit. They have composting toilets, they're just dumping their crap everywhere. It's just amazing what all of them are doing,
And
living up there.
The property
And
that's,
just wrecking
that's for
the place.
sale
And
up
then you
there
got all
now,
this
they're also
junk.
advertising the school and, you know, places do all this stuff, and it's, It's ridiculous. And people living in a trailer, you just said you can't live in a trailer. Do you know what? You can't live in a tent in it either in the state of New Hampshire, and a yurt is considered, by definition, a tent. I've been through the state, I've been to the EPA, I've been checking all this stuff out, I'm retired, I have nothing better to do. I wish I did. But it's something to check into, okay? The
Yep.
road is a big issue up there, it's been for years, even before we owned it. But I'm getting sick of going up there and getting all this shit about, I'm sorry, but I'm getting so pissed about that culvert. Culvert's been here for 24 years. The pipe was replaced because Paul Taylor ripped it out when he was doing work up there. Okay, with his big equipment, he pulled it up. We put exactly the same pipe back at my expense because he didn't want to pay for it, it was his fault. But I wasn't gonna deal with it. But it's the same pipe in the same location, there's no difference in 24 years. So she needs to stop, and surveying. Our property was surveyed, her property has not been surveyed, nobody's property up there actually been surveyed since they bought it. The people that are living there. Except for maybe Paul Taylor did this and the guy across from there. But they all living up there. Is this permitted? None of them has an occupancy permit and they have mailboxes down on Pond Street. That means it's a residence. That's not legal. Bill has two 40-foot houses up there that they call sheds. One's got an in-law apartment and a garage on it, and the other one he lives in. It's what, 20 by 40 on the pond. His taxes are what? Look up what his taxes are, it's ridiculous, cheap. I do the same thing.
Waterfront.
And it's waterfront. And he's got the compost toilet, and he has the well. And everybody, and he's got all those signs.
So,
And
and
we're
where
out there
the
saying no trespassing, which is Piper Mountain Road and conservation land, town conservation land right there. He won't let you go through, he really doesn't want you there. So,
if they weren't living there all the time, and they didn't take it upon themselves to be judge, jury, and executioner of the road, there wouldn't be any problems up there, because before everybody moved up there full-time, everybody got along great. We were all friends. But then Elmer got the tractor, and then Elmer started York raking the road, and then he decided to plow the road one day, and it turned into a sheet of ice, and we used to go up to our camp on weekends and take the four-wheeler up. We couldn't even get up the hill because it was glare ice from him plowing. It's just ridiculous up there. What we bought 13 years ago, 11 years ago, however long it is, seems like forever now. But when we bought that property, it was bought as recreational, a place to go hunting, a place to go hiking, a place to go fishing. And now it's nothing. You can't drive down that road without somebody accosting you. You know, whether it's Cindy or Bill just for me that I can't even get by. Thanks. You know, it's
and more people living up there. There's two more guys living up on the hill, way in the back, with a girl and her husband just with the kids. Right across from there, up on the hill, two guys living up there now.
I did see the one on the left.
Got a trailer up there.
Looks fairly new, like a maroon colored, smaller
Yeah.
cabin style with
No,
solar.
and
oh, past that, they're way beyond that.
Way up on the circle.
Yeah.
Yes, by the town.
I didn't go, I turned around at the circle. I've been around the circle before,
So
but I
you-
wasn't trying to go
You know
around it
where
the
the
other day.
homesteaders in the big green bus?
Yeah,
Okay, they're almost directly across from them. So
okay.
they are in the middle of the circle where like the watershed is.
Yeah,
They're in that part. And
Gotcha.
we just went walking down there one day and the guys came down and it was really creepy because we didn't know them, they didn't know us. And they were hiding behind trees and they were pretending, the other guy was pretending he was doing stuff. And it's like, you know, you get the willies. I don't go out there by myself anymore, it's too scary. You
But
know,
that's something
someone
that's gonna
blocks
be-
the road and doesn't let me by, and he just sits there. And it's like parts of that road, because of the washout, is one car wide. There's nowhere to go, and I'm not backing all the way down the mountain.
Yeah.
Something's gotta be done about them living up there. Either they gotta get their occupancy permit and do it right. Or you gotta tell them they gotta go.
Well, I would agree with that statement.
You know, Elmer's been living here the longest, no, Cindy has, and then Elmer. And
Elmer first.
And that place, his place is, you know,
The
it's a
junkyard.
junkyard, but, you know, it's supposed to be a recreation place. It's supposed to be a place that fun and people come up, they, you know, do all kinds of stuff, you know? But sometimes Elmer comes out with a shotgun. I just talked to someone about Elmer coming out with a gun because someone's driving their bike too fast on the road. But they're there full time. I mean, if they can live there full time, I wanna know, because maybe
Because
somebody
why am I
tried
paying
it,
a
maybe,
mortgage?
you know, why am I paying a mortgage down in Derry and all this big tax money when I can come up here and my taxes are $800 a year? Doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you know, I don't know. You're not gonna lose any money if you tell them they can't stay there because the buildings are still there.
But back to the culvert.
I'm,
Back to the one.
I'm just coming up to speed on all of it, so.
You know, this has been going on for a long time, which you guys already know.
I mean, we have years and years of documentation of
I got like
just the
4 of
road
these
along
failed pictures,
of
documents.
them. I have
You know,
videos and
there's a lot,
pictures in my
there's a lot
phone.
about that road. Do you guys know there's a foundation up there, the woods, an old foundation? It's on your property, on the town property. No one knows about it, it's right next to ours anyways. That PC has got a foundation, it's a rock foundation, it's been there for God knows how long.
Yeah, the trees coming through it now are.
Trees are coming through, but there is an old foundation in there. So,
But like the other people, the amount of traffic that goes up and down that road is ridiculous.
yeah, there's
For
something,
being
I suppose.
a dirt road in the middle of nowhere that nobody uses.
There's something going on up there.
Right.
I'm not saying it's drugs or anything, but there's something going on. But it's hard when we get up there and see.
But as far as the washout on the road, it had nothing to do with us. If we know that there's a rainstorm coming, we travel the hour and 15 minutes to get up here to clean our culvert and make sure it's clear.
Yeah.
But what happened to the road, especially the one by Cindy's there, that's their fault. And then they take all that water and they dig holes in the roadside ditch on our side and make all the water go in that. And the only thing that that's gonna accomplish is cost me money in the end, because now, since they've done that, and at one point Elmer came up with his little, what do you call that scooter thing?
Backhoe?
His little backhoe, and dug out all those trenches to take all that water from the mountain that used to go Bill's Way and go under a different culvert and go into Lily Pond.
There used to be,
Lily Pond is now an island.
from my
Which
thing,
it
if you
never
go
had.
up about 200 feet on the road, there used to be a culvert in the road that was filled with gravel. It was like a French drain that went down to Lily Pond. So anything extra that came up used to go there. There was never a problem with the road. Bill decides to put in these 40-foot sheds, right? For some reason, he didn't like it, so he dug it all up and he filled it. Just before they came, those sheds to put up. You know? There's a lot of shit going on up there.
Have you guys seen the buildings that he has up there?
I have. I saw him the other day.
Yeah.
They're big. They're much bigger than anything else up there. And it's got everything, then he just added a room onto it, which is, I'm assuming it's probably his bathroom.
We could pull a building permit.
Yeah.
I mean, I took pictures of it today, just of what the pond looks like today. That, I mean, you can, probably everybody has gained an extra acre.
This is before you put the second one in, which came in like 6 acres afterwards. This is from my buddy's property across from us, okay? That's not a small camp. Now look at the next picture, I gotta post a look. You told me that's a shed. When does a shed become a home?
Yeah.
I looked that up, so once you put something on the walls, it becomes a home in the state of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On top of having a well there, and I know he's got water running to the camp, and I know he's got, when he used to have a camper there, I helped him put the camp, he got a new 40-footer before he put that there. And I helped him put it in. And we had to be careful because he had tanks on the ground for his surge to go into. So, and if you go up there in the circle, he used to have the round cement,
Like septic.
covers for the septic tank covers on the side, so I don't doubt he has something in there,
Yeah.
you know? So, we're gonna wait to hear from you on the road?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got more conversation, there's
Yeah.
more research that needs to be done still. You know, her specifically, I guess that's how her firewood gets delivered. And so that's why she was wanting to fill it back in, I guess, with the,
They used to do it over the bank, and they used to go through Ellis. It wasn't until probably the last 3 years, since they lived, that they went around the other way. So you always could, you know, just do it over the side. You know, there's like a bank, and if I
Yep.
were outhouses,
yeah.
they used to, on the other side, they used to just tip it out and down, and she used to bring it in. But she's not supposed to be there year round either,
Nope.
okay? Because otherwise, we would like to tell us right now that we can stay there year round. One way.
Not gonna tell you that.
I
You
will
know what I'm
sign
saying?
rice over to the kids in a minute.
And I don't care if they do it legally. They didn't do it legally.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been through this before down in Salem, because I used to live in a camp, and I had to go through all kinds of stuff, and come to find out I was wrong doing it.
And now you know better.
You know better. So,
All right, everybody wants to go home.
okay. We'd love to see this spot. It's just
Yeah.
getting out of control.
It just was a really nice place to go up there and get away from everything, you know, and just relax and not hear the hustle and bustle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we drive an hour and 15 minutes to get here. I took the day off of work today to get here, because my appointments ran late. So I said, you know what, I'll just reschedule it.
You want to see the video of the water on the road?
Yeah, sure.
Did you? Yeah, do yours. Her phone's better than mine,
Can I
I got like a work phone now. Right now.
Ed Wallace.
And what?
Wallace.
Wallace.
Thank you, sorry.
We did put it on the laptop, but we forgot it.
Well, it was too hard because somebody has a hard time doing this and then this, and then it was upside down. So,
I thought I was gonna drown in the water somewhere.
we'll take off auto turn.
But I have spent a lot of time on this road, in this land, years. At least 5, 6 years I've gone everywhere, so I know quite a bit about as far as what's been going on up there and what the laws are and what the laws aren't. I even copied your ordinance on my computer, so I have all of them. You know, most important one is 17, and Article 17, and Article 34. It's all in there, why those guys should not be up there.
Sorry, he sent it to me, I just have to find it.
So how long have you guys been up there?
We bought in 2013.
13 we bought it, yeah. And no one lived up there.
Yep.
Everybody, Cindy bought hers, I think 2013.
Right after us.
Elmer bought his a couple months before we bought ours, and everybody was just up there to enjoy what it was sold to us for. If I wanna live there, I'd sell my house, and then I'd have to go buy a camp someplace else for a getaway, right?
Now, this is up above you, right?
This,
That's our driveway.
So this is if you're driving up Pond.
yeah.
Up like if
that's
you want to
our
go to Bill's.
This is Piper Mountain towards Bill's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the little culvert wall, but there's the water coming down the road. I'll try and make it turn when it turns. I think he was just trying to get so much in there.
That's not even on our side of
Oh
the road.
wait, that's not even,
The culvert's, I mean, it's working, but it's not overflowing, it's not causing it.
It's not doing what,
the
it's
culvert here is dry.
not doing the job. it's
Right,
supposed to.
everything's running
And
down.
then what we noticed
Yeah.
them doing is they've gone up on the road, they've
Well, when you
taken.
have a crown in it, everything will go.
Right.
Yes.
It'll
Well, it
work
used to
the
go
way it's
towards,
supposed.
the whole road, all the way up and back, you know, they had different areas, like going up the Moose Mountain Road, part of it. It used to be clouds that go over towards, the gray house there that Bill, 148 Piker Mountain, because there's a swamp
I
there. It
think
used to
so,
just go
yeah.
right over there. Now it don't, it all comes
Which
through
started-
so you
yeah,
can't handle
which
it.
started
No, it's
the
like
road
taking
Yeah.
doing that.
a 5-gallon pail and trying to pour it in that. It's like,
But he's like a stickler for coming up, like every time there's rain in the
and I
forecast
took
that it's gonna
courses
be
on
bad,
roads.
he'll come up. It's like, I don't have time, but look,
I'm not saying I'm a
No,
road
it was
agent or
clean.
anything.
I
I know a
was
little
clean
bit.
the other day when I was there.
Yeah, It's running nice today. I took pictures of it today too. But this is because they redirected the water up above. It used to come on the opposite side of the road, go down by Bill's, and then under the house that's up there, under the house's driveway, there's a big culvert. The water used to go down there and go out and somehow go around and get back into Lily Pond. But Lily Pond is drying up now because he had somebody come in and catch the beavers. So the beavers aren't damming it, and now there's no water going in it. Except for that one little culvert.
Right.
That's it, and whatever Bill flushes, I guess.
Who knows what else? And he's got that 40-foot dock going out there. And that was, he was told back
There's
with
gonna
the other
be some dry land
selectmen.
if he puts that
was
out
told
this year.
because I talked to the state about it, and they said he had to take that out of there. They called the town, and the town turned around and said that. They told the town that he had to take that off. It's too big for that size lake, okay? And it's a big one. And he said he didn't know, and of course the building inspector's one who went talking to him because he passed away and stuff, so nothing got followed up on it, so used. It's a nice dock. Could hold probably 4 big boats. No. All right, guys.
Well, thank you for the
Alright,
insight and
thank you.
information,
We
and
will-
we'll continue our,
Any, you know,
yep.
And just for giggles, this is, let's see if,
we have hundreds of videos and pictures, I'm telling you, we got so much.
you can't see
We
her,
just came
but
up here
she
quickly
takes
because
a
we heard
picture
she was
and then
coming
she
on.
goes
We figured,
to the
okay, she's
culvert.
gonna start her stuff about us paying, she wants me to
I
pay
don't
for the
know
whole
if
thing.
she
I'm not paying
cursed
nothing
it
for it. It's not my fault. It's her bill, and these are the guys that went up there and raked and dug and everything a few years back,
You're
right
welcome.
up to date. Not me. Leave the road alone, it's fine. Where they haven't done going up the hill, where Elmer's place is, you know where that is? Well, it's not too bad.
No.
When they do play with that, since you put the letter out, but before that, they would rake it the day before it rains, all the time with this York rake, and you come up 3 days later, and there's washouts everywhere. Because the ground started,
Yeah,
he
'cause
loosens
right
up the
at
ground, he
Paul
steals
Taylor's.
the top stuff, I don't know where he's putting it, but he comes with this bucket, and takes it and goes. Once he, yeah. I think I sent the building inspector, he did it in front of Alice,
We need some fill.
for his lot.
Yeah.
It's not stupid, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, we will look into this. It's probably not gonna be quick.
No, that's fine, that's fine. I just noticed that she was coming, and I said, Michelle, because I'm going online and stuff, I like doing this stuff. I said, we better go up there just in case she's gonna start, I'm not gonna call a
Say
liar,
it's
but I'm
all
gonna
her
call a lie. She does,
Stretch the truth.
yeah.
Well, his side of the story. He's gonna tell
Yeah,
us.
it's her side story, okay. And I showed her when
His
she talked to me, and she gave me a hard time a couple of weeks ago, there is a jog in the road that goes like this, and it's grass. Did you notice that at all? It comes around the corner. If you look at my deed and you do all the measurements, that's my property. The road is actually over here more. My culvert is way in here. They dug it in here for that purpose. In fact, Dave Joy did it, the guy who was on it before me, because I talked to him about it. He did it back years ago. So she can't just come in, she keeps digging in that, which I've been letting her do, I didn't bother with it, but now that she's starting this baloney, and I can't go up there and enjoy myself without hearing from them, or hear the cars out front, because she's, friends with everybody else. Because they live there, they know everybody. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public comment.
I just got one thing. Sorry. Just so I can go, God. So, this is what we're entering. It's paramedic intercept service agreement with Frisbee. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This needs to be signed not by the board, but I want you guys to be aware as a town in general that we are entering this agreement with them.
Which is the standard agreement.
It's a standard agreement, nothing, the only difference is they will bill us a flat fee of $175
Oh,
if they deem it necessary to, which.
is that per accordance or
It's-
just
so
one
it's-
time all together?
That is
Per
per call,
incident?
per incident, but it's only if they deem it
Okay, no, I
based
just,
off Medicaid and Medicare, and
okay, I didn't know if it was a one-time or it could be more than once.
it
That's
could be
all. Okay.
more than once, but I have yet to actually see than bill anybody, so I'm just letting you know, and
Right,
I
no.
wanted the board to be aware.
Yeah.
Be upfront with everything.
It's just not a Middleton thing either.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all communities, we're actually the last one that pulled out because I wanted to approach the board with this.
And this is
Just
an
so-
agreement that we entered prior to, it just,
Right.
it's annual, or is it? every-
This one is changed because they changed ownership.
Okay, oh, right.
So this is why this one needs to be
Yeah,
updated.
this is new.
Yes.
Oh.
They didn't bill us before. Actually, we did bundle billing.
Billing.
If it was a Medicaid or Medicare, they would give us a kickback.
Oh, yeah.
We'll come and find out that shouldn't have been happening.
Done.
Oh.
Yeah, that was done illegal.
So,
Oh,
so now if they come for an intercept and it's a Medicaid or Medicare patient, then they will charge us $175.
Yeah, the flat fee will
But we'll
not change.
also be billing as well.
Oh, okay, so you.
Correct.
Or we weren't billing, we were just getting the kickback.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So it's just correction on
Yep.
what should have been done properly.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Chief Wiscott, I want to thank you for the wonderful open house
Oh, no.
that the fire department
Actually turned
had.
out really well.
Oh, did it
I
good.
was really, really impressed.
Yeah, I can tell you, Wiscott, I went up there with my kids and everybody up there was magnificent and they had a great time.
Good.
And it was just very impressive what you guys had out there and how friendly everybody was and accommodating.
Well, thank you so much. And again, we do it so everybody can come in and see the new equipment and everything that the community has given us. So thank the community and thank everybody.
Roxanne wants to know who won the raffle.
The raffle's not over yet. The
Oh,
raffle's
okay,
being
okay.
extended, so it's still going on.
Alright, good.
You can enter.
You can enter, absolutely.
Bye, Josie. I think Barney.
What?
Okay, I have 4 things.
Oh, boy.
They're quick, mostly.
Mostly.
So, have you got any bids yet on the driveway out here?
Not officially, no.
Okay, I'm just asking because I keep updated, so when we're planning stuff,
Yeah.
I don't want the driveway all
I-
torn up and a mess and
I
hard to
did
get
ta-
in here and.
I did talk to Dan about it, keeping
Yeah.
that in mind with the
Okay.
events and what have you. He seems to think that no matter who winds up doing it, it probably won't be until the fall.
Okay. But we do things all the time, a year
Yeah.
or so, just to keep in mind
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think they're just sending out, they're just putting
They,
out.
yeah, they sent out the bid packet last week.
My big concern is August.
Yeah, I specifically asked him about that, and he said he would either ensure that it was 110% done by then, or that it didn't start till after.
Okay.
Yeah, I
super.
suspect it will
Great.
take the fall though.
Thank you. So the next is the water testing, has that been completed here yet?
The testing has been done, but I have not received the results. It's on my list of places to call.
Okay. Third, the Rex Craft Fair, May 18th, 11 to 4. We have like 18 vendors coming.
Nice.
And possibility of maybe a couple more that are interested. So pass the word. We'll be here 11 to 4. We'll have probably a bake sale from the rack, and we'll have raffles, and we'll have lots of craft tables with all kinds of different things.
Did you have a flyer for that? Barney?
It's online.
Yeah, it's already been posted.
Okay. so
And in fact, with Scott, there were a couple people on our posting who you were able to contact about possibly getting spaces, correct?
Okay, no, I just knew that last time, I think we were circling back with the, for
Yeah,
share.
Danielle is gonna.
Yep, nope,
Oh, that's good.
who was it? Somebody shared with me,
Danielle should have.
yeah, shared with me that night, so.
Perfect.
Super. And then the last thing, I have seen the posting for the Sunrise Lake Village District meeting. And it does mention that basically the budget committee dropped the ball. I'd just like to say to that, on record, that we had not gotten a budget. I'm sure it was probably sent to the budget committee's mailbox, but we don't have access to that, only the chair does. We never got the budget. Their representative had not shown up for the last couple of meetings. We have not had a representative from the school for the last couple of meetings. We have not had budgets. So, I know the budget committee did not have a public hearing, did not do all that, but, it's not on all of us. There could have been better contact there, and I'm sure we will get complaints about that, but we don't have access to all that, and it's never given to us.
Okay.
Your budget chair would have
Yes.
access.
Yes, that's the only one.
Okay,
but
no, I'm
It
just,
was not passed on to the rest of us, we did not get it.
okay.
And I mean, it's also a hard time of year when you have people moving out, people moving in with new positions because of the voting and everything, and, terms being up or whatever, and, you know, we never received the budget, and we did not have the representatives show up, even ask questions to or anything, so the last couple meetings.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other public comment?
Oh,
Just one thing, just not even town related, but a friend of ours was helped by our select board chair by his pickup truck at Home Depot the other day. And it's just nice you guys are just, you know, nice people in your ordinary lives. Someone needed, someone carried the farm, something carried the farmington, and Scott was chatting with him. He says, I got a truck, I'm going to Middleton. I might as well throw it in the back of my truck, I'll drop it off for you.
Yep.
But that's the way you guys do, you know, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All right.
I will make, are we good?
Yep, we're good.
I'm gonna make a motion to go into non-public, 91A, RSA 91A dash, 91 dash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Colon 3, Roman numeral 2,
Absolutely.
what letter is it? First one?
So do we adjourn?
We're gonna go under, yeah, sure.
A,
It all applies.
746.
Second motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Does it need to be roll call?
Made a motion.
Yeah.
Tim seconded.
Alright, so Tim Kremen, yes.
Mike Reed, yes?
Roxanne Tufts King, and yes.
Scott Ferguson, yes.